So here's my braid pattern for this style. I braided all the braids straight down to the back, and then I sewed each one, well, I braided each one back up, and then the ones that were left over down, I sewed those back up. So now I'm going to put the TTT hair growth oil in the scalp. I like using hair growth oil because it helps your hair continue to grow while it's under a protective style. Sometimes you can help it to grow faster by using products that help it grow versus just using grease or something that just packs down on your scalp. I've had many of my clients' hair grow back with this oil, from people who've had alopecia to people whose hairline is just thinner, especially if it was taken out from traumatization from some weave or something that they put in. But if you've had any of these issues, you should go get some because it really works. You can find the link to where to get it below this video. I'm using the hair cap to go under the silicone wrap made by Wonderwrap. And what this does is protects your hair, give it extra protection. That way when you take this off, it's easier to come off versus taking all the tracks off one by one. And then I'm just painting over a thin layer all of my braids, everywhere that I'm going to be putting the glue at. So I'm just continuing to paint over all of my braids, making sure that there's no spots that haven't been touched. Going to the back, painting all over that also, making sure that everything is covered. And then once you've gotten all of the amount that you're going to put on your hair, you just take it and blow it with a blow dryer, or you can sit under the dryer for about 10 or 15 minutes until it starts to feel like a hard kind of papery feel. Like when you scratch it, it sounds like you scratching a paper bag. It gets a little more shinier, and you can tell when you touch it because it's harder. And if there's any spots, which are usually by the ear, that are still wet, then you'll be able to tell because it'll have a moist feel. So I'm working now on cutting the cap off. All I want is the cap to be around the edges. I'm going to cut my ears out because, of course, you're not going to keep it around your ears because you want your ears to be exposed. So I'm going to cut around the ears. I'm just going to cut around. This is what stops the cap from being so tight on people's head, because This Grow Protect already makes it already gets tight on your hair. And then to have that band on the edge on the cap to stay on there and it's tight, this is the kind of stuff that can break people's hair off, is because the Grow Protect is already tight, the cap is tight, and then when it's growing back, it's pulling on your hair. So you want to cut this off. That way, it also helps you or whoever's wearing a weave feel more comfortable, and you're not feeling like you wearing something that's just pulling on your edges all day and making you feel like your head is just tight. The hair that I'm using is Misty Loose Deep, and it's made by Model. So they have different brand or different waves of this curl, but I think it's like 3 different waves. This is the Loose Deep, and as you see, it comes 3 in a pack. So I normally use 2 bundles of hair or 2 packs of hair, but this is a 3-pack in one. So I'm trying to see if I like the 1 pack and if it's going to be as full as I want it. So here I done already pre-cut the hair, and now I measured it to the spot that I want to put it. I'm putting on the hair glue now, and then I'm just going to attach it and then blow dry it. You don't have to blow dry it for that long. I usually blow dry it for about 5 to 7 seconds because you're going to have to blow dry each roll. So you don't want to spend too much time just blow drying. When as you get to the top, it's going to dry anyway. And that's the other thing. The glue that I use is the 30-second glue. So it dries a lot faster than the regular hair glue. So in the next row, you're just going to be doing the same thing as you're going up. Measure from ear to ear. Cut the hair that you need. Put the glue onto the hair. The section where you want to put the hair is maybe about half an inch, about an inch, depending on how full you want the hair. But I usually put it about an inch. Unless I'm using a lot of hair and I want to make it real full, then I need to go a little more spaced out. But I usually make the tracks pretty close. So now I'm just going with the process of just putting the glue on there again. I don't skip any spots. I don't like dot the glue on the tracks. I just pour it all the way on there. And then place the track about an inch above the next track. And then let it sit. Well, not even let it sit, just press it on and then use the blow dryer to let it dry. So it's pretty repetitive, so I'm just going to speed the video up so you can still see how the process is going, at least until I get to the top of the head, then I'll slow it back down. So once I glue all the tracks up to the shape of a horseshoe, I'll leave a little space so I can put the concealer on. And what the concealer is doing is creating a look of a scalp. So you'll see once I start gluing the tracks on, it's just going to look like a scalp. It's not even going to look like makeup is on there. Now you're going to take the track and put it as close to the part as possible to where the track ends in the horseshoe area, and just cut piece by piece. So these pieces probably are about 1.5, 2 inches long, and you just fill in the space that's open. You're going to take the second piece and do the same thing. Just line it right over top of it. Make it as close to the part as possible. And then cut the shape out. So if you want to save a little time, you can measure all these pieces and cut it. That way all you have to do is just glue them all in. But I like to just go ahead as I'm going and measure it and then cut. For those of you who don't know about using Grow Protect, if I was to glue this directly onto this cap without it, the glue will still go to my head. Even with 2 caps on, sometimes it still goes, well, it does go to the hair. Then you got to spend all this time trying to remove the glue with hair oil. But using this Grow Protect, all these pieces would be over if I wasn't using it, because it would be so much more damaging on my hair. So, but when I take this cap off, all I have to do is keep rinsing it with water and the whole cap lifts. So if you put enough product, Grow Protect on right, then you shouldn't have any glue on your hair. So for those of you who may be thinking like, oh, this is damaging, she's just going to mess up her hair. No, I'm going to make a video so you can actually see my real hair and hairline is not damaged from doing a lot of these styles that you see me doing in this video. And I keep calling this product Grow Protect. It's because I'm using actually the Wonderwrap version, but the original first version that came out of this product is called Grow Protect, and it's supposed to help your hair grow as it's on your scalp, along with protecting your hair from the glue. So that's where they came up with the name Grow Protect. But then this version is like $20-some Grow Protect, but the one I use is Wonderwrap. So they came out with half the price of Grow Protect. The Wonderwrap is like $12, and like I said, the Grow Protect is like $25. So they are pretty similar. So might as well buy the one that's cheaper. I use this all the time, so that's where the name comes from. So I need to say Wonderwrap instead of Grow Protect, but I still give them a shout out because they were the originals who came out with the product, and then there was a Chinese version who copied it. So I'm continuing to create a short horseshoe, but I'm trying to make the hole as small as possible. And I'm creating it right behind the end, or where I want the part to stop. Now I'm creating the closure. So what I'm doing is taking some of the track, and I want pretty much how much of the closure that I want. So I want the closure to be the same size as the circle that I left open. And then I'm going to roll it in a circle and cut off the top of it. And then I'm going to put glue on the stray hairs at the top because I want it to look like it's growing out of my scalp. The thing about when you roll it and then you put the glue on and then you try to press that closure onto your scalp, sometimes it keeps standing up. So this way it lays as flat as possible. And as you see, when I glue it down, you just hold it there until it's completely dry. Sometimes you might need to use lacewick glue also to get it to stick even better. But although I'm just showing this left side of the section where I put the hair, you're really going to be filling that whole circle at the top that you see, and make sure all of that's closed up. And now I'm just going to go ahead and style it. I know I want a blunt bob, so I like to cut the hair when it's straight so I can see exactly the shape of it. And then, you know, when it curls up, it's just going to go a little shorter. But with this hair, it doesn't wave up too much, so it's not like it's going to go that much shorter. So like I said, I just like to cut it while it's in this straight state. And then this hair is wet and wavy, so all you have to do is spray it with water and put a little mousse or something in it to hold the curl. Thank you for watching my video. For this look, you'll see it probably pretty much looks if you were to wear it straight. I don't flatter or anything, but you get the visual of how it looks straight. The wet and wavy version is at the beginning of the video when it first come on. I sprayed it with water and I put mousse on it to get that look. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. All my information, social media is below the video. If you want to have a special request of a video you would like to see, comment that also. Until then, I will see you in the next video.